banned out by Gigabyte, and Twisted Fate, Vladimir, Alistar being banned out by Curse.
So Malphite here, interesting pickup. As I said before game 1, I saw Gigabyte scrimming with a very specific team comp. They had Orianna, they had Lulu, they had Malphite, they had Rumble, and they had Corki. That is a ridiculous AoE team copy. The Unstoppable Force with the ball on you, followed by the Command Shockwave, then the Lulu ultimate knockup, and then the Rumble ultimate on top of all that. Absolutely insane AoE damage. It melted the members of Legion. And Curse may not be aware of it. Who knows? They might take Corki out of the hands. They may use that instead of the Caitlyn. We've seen Cop play Caitlyn a few times this tournament, and it's been really, really well. His Caitlyn Nunu with him and Elements has been pushing really, really effectively against turrets, but he's shown he can do the exact same thing with Corki, so no fear there. We'll see if we see the same kind of aggression, and there's the lock-in of Orianna. Will we see a Rumble lock-in? Or there it is. Okay, is this a team comp that I called game 1? I think it might be. They don't have Corki, but they can still pick up a Lulu. They can still support Lulu. I don't think Elements will pick up Lulu here, so it's still on the table. Elements not the most fabled Lulu player. I don't think he's played her that much. After this tournament, he may change his mind because she looks like she is a very, very strong support player, or support champion rather. He's been doing really well with Sona, though. I wouldn't be surprised to see that.
His Sona has been intense, and actually that Orianna pick, I think it's actually shutting down Curse quite a bit, because you know what they want to do? Use Shyvana, use the Orianna ultimate when Shyvana used that dragon to leap in and just, you know, get a bunch of people at once. So I think that actually surprised Curse quite a bit, picking up Ryze and now Yorick. So the Curse team is going to be a very good late game team just because they have a Yorick, meaning Corki will have 2 lives, Ryze in the mid game will have 2 lives himself, just, you know, use the ultimate on somebody who's in danger, keep them fighting, keep them doing that damage. But if Gigabyte can press early, can get into really early, just, you know, before Ryze ramps up, before Yorick gets useful engagements, that's going to be huge for them. And, you know, with Malphite, with Rumble, with Orianna, great early game characters, they have that potential.
Yeah, it looks like the Yorick pickup, we could be seeing another 2v1 from Curse. They've been pretty much, like 100%, they've been sending Cop and Elements up top lane to push that lane super hard. And Yorick is just one of the best 2v1ers, I would say. Is there be any better?
There really is no one who's good at 2v1 compared to Yorick. Like,
yeah.
He is amazing. The ghouls are good sustain. The closest would be like Vladimir maybe, but Transfusion just has such a long cooldown at early levels.
And Vladimir banned out, of course, so you can't pick him. Even though Westrice feels so comfortable with Vladimir, he's started to come into his own with Yorick. Not one of his most played champions compared to Vlad or an Aurelia or a Jax or something like that, but he still has been learning her, and he's been learning him rather, unless they had a gender swap of some sort. Yorick has...
He's just a zombie, who knows?
Maybe. Oh, well, are zombies like eunuch? Are they like asexual?
Well, he's like the grave digger. I don't actually know his lore.
Yeah, I don't think he's a zombie himself. But anyway, let's enough talk about the sex of Yorick right here.
What gender is he? Let's not find out. Who cares about that? We don't care about that here, because what is the final pick gonna be from Curse? By the way, Sona being picked up by Gigabyte as well as Ezreal. There is no, you know, Lulu. So not quite, but they're going for the AoE cluster they did before game 1.
It's still awesome, you know, and she's still I mean, I think she's more of a favored support, I would say, than Lulu, because I mean, imagine this. Imagine the Unstoppable Force, Command Shockwave, Lulu knockup, Equalizer. It's pretty much the same thing with a Crescendo. You know, it's not that big of a difference. It's still a hard CC support ultimate.
One quick question.
What is going on?
What? Okay, that's a Darius. All right. So
support Yorick.
Is that support Yorick?
That's support Yorick. That's got to be support Yorick.
Okay, that is support Yorick in the bot lane. All right. I didn't expect that.
No one, I think, expected it. That's support Yorick with Darius, played by Westrice in the solo lane.
I haven't seen this in about half a year. I saw this once coming out in a
tournament. And did it work?
From Yet win on Evo. It did not work.
It did not work.
It got punished quite a bit, I believe, by aggressive jungle ganks. But all right, yeah, support Yorick, Corki versus. Well, actually, it could be a 2v1 still, so we don't know what lane it's gonna go in. Yorick would be amazing.
I'm just gonna start saying solo lane.
Yeah.
Like Westrice will be playing the solo lane, because you can't say it's top, you can't say it's bot. You have no idea where it's going. But this looks pretty interesting. I like Ezreal Sona a lot. That's a lot of poke.
That is
but again,
a good lane.
If it's a 2v1, they're more going to be concerned with just pushing the towers. So how effective are Ezreal and Sona going to be at pushing towers here? We're going to find out pretty soon. This is going to be Game 3 of World Elite versus Curse in A. This is the losers bracket. Whoever loses this game, this is for all the marbles. And apparently Curse is just rolling that die. They want to play a little bit. There's a nice
Support
Curse
York.
logo on top of us. But we've got the favoritism apparently already.
All right.
But we'll just come to the side.
There we go.
Hey,
There we go.
What it's gonna be is they're rolling the dice. I mean, support York, not
a common
standard.
pick,
Not
I'd
standard.
say.
I wouldn't say it was standard whatsoever. But I mean, maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they can make it work. Support York, played by Elements. He's been playing a really good Sona lately. He's been playing well lately overall.
But
So to put him on
York.
to put him, he's been playing consistently and well with the normal champions, with the Soraka, with the Sona, with the Alistar, stuff like that. To put him on such a unorthodox support, it could either work really, really well, or it could not work at all. We're gonna find out, and this is for all the marbles.
Lots of marbles be at play.
This game three.
This isn't even all the marbles. This is just to keep your marbles because you have to
Yeah,
get
exactly.
more marbles the next match.
Exactly. You got to cast the marbles later when you make it to losers finals or grand finals. But right now, yeah, this is just to keep your marbles. Whoever loses this one will drop their marbles. And they'll be scattered everywhere.
Do you know how big a pain it is to pick up so many marbles at once?
Dude, I hate marbles.
No, I actually kind of like them.
You
I never
remember
got good
Pogs
at playing
though?
them. Pogs were awesome. I had like a giant slimer, but the game has started. Let's talk about Pogs some other time. Go ahead, transition in there and see what's going on.
I wish we could just talk about Pogs all the time, but that is not the case. This is going to be World Elite Team We Gigabyte versus Curse NA, Game 3 in the losers quarterfinals. We're in the quarterfinals.
I know Curse has a lot of teams. Do they have a Pogs team?
We could pick one up.
All right, Hugh Bear would love
Yeah,
to
I'm going
do
to talk
that,
to Hugh Bear about picking up a Pogs team because, man, oh man, would I love to be the team captain there. Will we see a level 1 engage here? Will we see an early ward? Messiah does have his command attack, so he can check brushes. Oh, wow. They just switched positions right there. And they're baiting this right here. There's a Rune Prison onto Kalmi, followed by the exhaust. He should go down here to the damage of Curse. He does. First blood being put onto Darius. I mean, that's not a character you want to put first blood on. Darius can scale very well into later game, and he's just a bully early game.
And you know what? Darius did not use his flash. He's going to have that survivability. They're in a bad spot right now on Wii. They gave first blood to one of the biggest snowballers in the game, and it was on their top laner. So it's going to be bad for them.
Yeah, only summoner spells burn from Curse are 2 ignites and exhaust. That's it.
I mean, Ignite, it's a nice spell, but it has a fairly short cooldown. We'll be up, before the 4-minute mark.
And assuming they have the mastery while it's on cooldown, they actually get a little bonus AP and AD. So it was all planned. They all wanted to burn their ignites.
That's
because
why
they
Jackie, when he reached lane, was actually just going to burn Ignite on creep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
I mean, we can't do that anymore, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they
can.
took that out.
All right, just run up and burn it on.
Can you cast it out on yourself? Because that would be really effective.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
It'd look awesome.
Yeah, just if you know you're gonna win, you put Ignite on yourself and you just run all burning and willy-nilly into the enemy team, and you're like, "What's up?" Make a move. What is West Ice and Nine Jackie doing?
They're sitting in this bush.
They've got a tent. They're singing Kumbaya around the bonfire.
Oh, they're gonna try to catch up Messiah. They're going aggressive. Messiah actually they apprehend blue buff just to be obnoxious.
Apprehending that blue buff. Apprehend doesn't do any damage. It gives you passive armor pin, of course. But I mean, just it's annoying to say the least.
Actually, I think they wanted to steal the blue buff because St. Vicious was also there, but blue buff just kept running. So I think that was actually a misstep. But you know what? They're still in a good spot. They did slow down YJ quite a bit. And Shyvana, she's gonna be fine in the jungle. One of the best junglers in the game. You just press W and you're jungling. There you go.
Yeah, expect to see St. Vicious. He's notoriously like more farm than mid and bot sometimes, and even top. Like he keeps up with solo lane creep score because of the effectiveness of burnout in the jungle. Right now you see WX trading very effectively with Cop, but already down to half mana. I don't know if he has mana regen runes. I'm pretty sure a lot of Ezreals do tend to get those seals, right? The seals.
Not too much. You want to have enough armor to survive the auto attacks when you carry, but you do have a bit. So
just a few worked in here and there.
Yeah,
some
nice wherever you find that opening, get some MP5.
Indeed, indeed. The St. Fish is now going to transition to his blue buff, take that down after already getting his red buff. He's going to use his time to go back, pick up. What is he going to pick up this early on? He probably doesn't have enough for a ruby crystal. I'm not sure of his gold value. There is the long sword instead. But I mean, he's double buffed right now. He's very, very scary. He has no exhaust quite yet, but he'll be back up. He'll clear a couple more camps and then he'll move to a lane for a gank, and he will be able to use it and more than likely get a kill. And but right now we'd still have normal lanes, you know, which is interesting to see because
First
Curse has
time
run.
I've seen this from Curse this
Yeah.
entire tournament.
It's been 2v1 for Curse up top every time, but now they're switching it up, and it's quite interesting actually. Westry's using his Decimate to decimate Calmy right now, and the Decimate does a lot of damage itself, but it also applies his stacks of the Bleed, which is the most annoying thing in the world when you're in lane against Darius.
It's actually a great way to maintain it from a distance, and you know, when you use Decimate, it actually does more damage based off
where
you're
you
in range of the axe or getting hit by like the pole.
Yeah.
So Rumble, he's trying to stay far back just because he can't be near Darius. His W will do too much damage. He will just die to his auto attacks, and he's getting zoned out, getting hit for full damage. That is a big deal.
Yeah, it definitely is. So good play by Westry's. Darius, another one of his top lane champions that I know he isn't familiar with, and I know he plays a lot. So we'll see how that stacks up against the Rumble. So far, it's looking pretty effective. 19 CS on Darius to 13 CS onto Rumble. Rumble did give up that early first blood to Darius whenever he got really, really close to a not so good brush, and he went down to a rune prison with the entire team of Curse hot in pursuit. So Darius goes back with his first blood and actually buys double Doran's Blade. I know Darius usually builds more tanky. He likes to get like a Phage or like a Frozen Mallet eventually and stuff. But how do you feel about this kind of early AD? You know, Doran's Blades, granted, do give some HP, but early Doran's Blades for Darius.
Rumble can actually beat Darius if he stays, you know, ahead. So right now, Westry's like, all right, I can go ahead, I can deal with Rumble if I'm just a little bit ahead of him. And he's buying these early items just to go ahead and maintain that advantage, make sure Rumble doesn't catch up just with his really good base damage. Actually, bot lane, they've taken a lot of damage just from comp and elements with those ghouls and that spam. I mean, Flash blown on both, actually Arcane Shift blown on WX, but Flash blown on If, just because the ghouls and comp just hurt so much.
Yeah, and elements, you know, playing the support Yorick has mana problems. I mean, that's just a fact of the matter pretty much. So he usually likes to build like a Tear the Goddess and a Mana Immune and stuff like that. But is he going to be able to afford that kind of stuff on, you know, a support's paycheck?
Well, the Philistone will at least pop up. A mana, just the Tear the Goddess is fairly cheap, but a Mana Immune is expensive. Saint Vicious, by the way, up in that top lane, trying to pick up Calmy, but Calmy playing very cautiously. Saint, will he just go ahead? No, decides to go ahead and jungle some more. But he's scared. He knows one good gank, he will die almost instantly just because of the heavy burst coming out towards him. He wants to find an opening, maybe even go for Westry's, but it's hard to find that advantage.
Yeah, Westry is just biding his time, waiting till level 6, getting that Noxian Guillotine. In the meantime, a few Apprehend and Decimate and Crippling Strike attacks onto Calmy will be enough, you know, just to say, hey, I'm here. Don't forget about me. I am ahead of you. I have 36 CS. You have 27. I got first blood. And I've gone back and bought double Thorns as well. So Rumble's still behind because he has not bought double Thorns. Down bot, you see 38 CS on Corki to 53 on Ezreal. So Ezreal doing a great job of farming down there. Both players have picked up a Ruby Crystal, the long sword in the favor of Corki, but a Doran's Blade for Ezreal. Is it going to be kind of a double early Phage lane?
I mean, Phage would be awesome on both characters. Actually going to be that funny situation where, you know, Corki will try and chase down Ezreal, they'll both land Phage procs, and the chase will just be super slow. But right now, you know, Phage is good on both of them. It provides quite a bit of damage, quite a bit of HP, and it's very efficient in doing so. So it's a good buy for these characters who can, you know, apply it and benefit quite a bit from Triforce because they're so spammy.
I almost said Elements transition down bot on York, but then I realized, oh, it's support York, and it's a 2v2 down there. I completely forgot. And Curse, an early dragon here. This time, St. Vicious may have learned his lesson. He does have Smite up for this. But what can World Elite do? Can they try to stop this dragon? Jackie doing a fantastic job of zoning Ezreal out of this fight. Will the dragon fall to Curse? Will we see a steal? Yes, indeed. There we go. Dragon does go to Curse at the 7.5 minute mark. We'll see that dance again at about 12:30.
And a very strong early lead coming out from Curse. We saw this, you know, in Game 2. If they take an early advantage, Curse can really maintain it. There is a difference this game. This is not a heavy turret pressure game, which is, you know, not what we've seen at all. Really, throughout the tournament, it's been very uncommon, but this is just not what Curse has been doing. So can they maintain this more traditional North American style?
13:30 is 7:30 plus 6, by the way. I said 12:30.
Well,
no big deal.
Additions. Who does addition?
I'm a caster, not a mathematician.
You are not a calculator.
Exactly.
Did not put that class in Final Fantasy.
Nope. Is it?
There is a calculator class. I think one of the advanced.
Interesting. That seems pretty much useless. There's the ultimate from Ezreal. Doing stuff. I'm not entirely sure. May have been trying to farm a creep wave from a weird angle. It looked like it just passed right across the blue buff of Curse rather. And now They're going to come in, try to pressure this blue buff. They want this. They want to steal this straight from Curse, but will they have the damage? Will they have the team fight capabilities? Curse does have a dragon under their belt. They are up 1 kill. That kill is first blood. Here comes Darius coming in here. The blue buff will go on to YJTM on Malphite, but will Curse be able to catch up? The pursuit is on. No, they pull off. They decide to go back. They're going to ping the tier 1 mid turret instead. Looks like they're going to try to take that.
We saw this happen throughout the entire last game. We would be in a position like running away from the mid lane. Curse would just push the mid lane in response. They know they can't defend it because they're moving away from them. They can't find a good opening, a good spot to come in, and they punish it very well. So mid turret, it's still alive, but it just took about 600 damage. Actually about 1,000 damage that it hadn't taken before.
Yeah, and right now you see the pink ward put down from Elements, just making sure that brush is clear of all the enemy wards. And look, he has the Philo Stone now. He doesn't have the Tear of the Gods. He doesn't even need boots. He doesn't have boots yet. Because he did decide to start that Fairy Charm, Potion, and Ward build over the boots that I think Sona, I believe, started. I think she actually did the same thing and picked up boots later. But early Philo Stone, early GP10 right there in York. And he's just like pressuring. He's just bullying, which is exactly what York does in a solo lane. But does he have enough like bully potential to force 2 members out of a lane rather than just 1?
Well, the thing is, If has sustain on Sona, so he's using his Aria of Perseverance quite often. He hasn't only put 1 point in it, so it's not amazing, but it is a solid sustain, and it will keep them relevant in the bot lane. They won't just get zoned out by ghouls. So that's the problem Yorick has if they do have a sustain support, not Janna, for example, but like Sona or Soraka. It's hard to actually deal with damage.
Up top, St. Fish just looking for a tower dive, but it looks like Westrite's not quite in the mood to follow it up, so he leaves his dragon friend in the dust underneath that turret. Ultimate blown high and dry. Right now, there's a crescendo onto Elements, trying to be the aggressive. True Shot Barrage, expertly flashed by Elements, but the exhaust on Cop will keep him slow, forcing the Valkyrie out of there. And Malphite was waiting that bottom brush for a long time, and I think Sona just picked the wrong time to go ahead and use that crescendo.
They were looking for the opening, but Elements at that point just had not moved forward at all. She found the chance, and you know what? The burst was also enough, and Yorick, without the normal items he can buy, he's going to be fairly squishy. Only 51 armor, 52 magic resist, and no real tankiness aside from that. So he's going to be very squishy later on. Actually, top lane, Westrite's going on to Calmy, used the flash to escape. The Ignite is on him, taking quite a bit of damage, and is going to use the Equalizer to go ahead and clear that creep wave up top.
Yeah, he's just going to try to bring that lane back into his favor. 58 CS on him to 70 CS right now on Darius. Darius has a null magic mantle, going to build those, I'm sure, into Merc Treads. But St. Fish is absolutely getting destroyed by Command Attack, followed up by Dissonance from Messiah. St. Fish is still a little squishy, as far as the early game is concerned. He only has the Razors, and he has the Wriggles. Finally built the Wriggles and boots, but that's it. He'll get exponentially tankier as the game goes on because of his Dragon's Descent ultimate passive that doubles when he's in dragon form. And he also has been building an Aegis of the Legion just about every time on Shyvana.
Which it's a great pickup, even though it's designed to be an aura items. The normal stats is very efficient on characters like Shyvana. It's just a good purchase if you want to get tanky and get tanky fast. So Shyvana is going to be quite a force to deal with. Staying in the jungle at 65 CS, barely behind Corki actually. So he's keeping up, not quite with the ADs, but right behind them.
Yeah, and you see Darius went back, picked up a Hex Drinker. So he is saying, come at me, bro, Rumble. Let's do this thing. Let's tango. But here comes St. Fishes for a gank up top. Will he use the Dragon Scent to push him back? He does indeed. But Darius is very far away. I don't know if he can get the follow-up, even with the exhaust and the red buff applied. Will they go for a tower dive here? No, they don't. So a slightly premature gank, I think, by St. Vicious. Should have waited just a hair longer for Darius to close the distance.
And actually, look who went top lane. Rise was just headed to that lane to follow up with the gank. So St. Vicious thought he had a chance, really didn't, and kind of wasted the time of Curse.
Just a little.
It's okay though. It's only a little bit of time. They still have a pretty massive lead, and what did they miss in the end? Maybe 3 CS, 4 CS. So it's not the end of the world. They're okay though, and if they can get these ganks off successfully, it will be awesome. If not, they're still in a good position, but it could be better.
Yeah, Malphite picks up an Oracles, but he has yet to drink it. When will he decide to do it? Is it, like you have to make a decision of when to drink your Oracles, and especially in such a low kill game. There's going to be a point in time in the near future where I feel like it's going to be, there's going to be a big team fight. you know, and learning when to pop that Oracle seems very important because you don't want to pop it and die. Like, that'd be the worst thing in the world. But you know a dragon's coming up, so you know a team fight is right over the horizon. So is it worth it to pop the... he did, but is it worth it to pop the Oracles just before you know a big engage will happen? Or should you wait on it, see how the engage goes, and then pop it?
Well, actually, what Malphite did that time was he waited until he got to the bushes he was going to check, just because he knew there would be no wards to see at the same time. So he waited to make sure that right before he started actually sweeping, there wasn't a big fight to enter. So I'd say, you know, you want to pop it as early as possible just so, you know, start killing those wards fast, start getting that gold, start getting just an advantage in terms of map control. But you have to wait until you know you're not about to fight. Like, because that happens very often, you know, buy it in base, use it. Oh, by the way, you fight and die immediately after.
Yeah, and let's hope it pays off for YJTM on Malphite right now. The fight is looming, the sky is dark, and the clouds are red. Let's see what happens. Blood will be spilled here over this dragon, but whose blood exactly? Will it be Curse? Will it be Wig Gigabyte? Who's going to take the dragon? Who's going to take the team fight? Who will potentially lose their oracles? Because you see there's oracles on both junglers, Shyvana and Malphite, who are both characters that really love getting in there. There's the flash initiate, unstoppable force, followed by command shockwave. Elements absolutely destroy. That crescendo actually doesn't hit anyone. Shyvana goes down. There's the oracles. Malphite is still down. He died as well. I'm sorry, he got blown up, counter blown up. This could be a quadruple on West Strice. Does he have the ultimate Obnoxious Guillotine? He didn't get the reset, but that is all right because Decimate will pick up the kill in anyway. Jackie actually in pursuit of WX, but knowing he has Arcane Shift to get away, that was a fantastic fight for Curse. And it's just because Unstoppable Force and a Command Shockwave only hit one member of Curse. Granted, it destroyed that one member of Curse because that was Sona, or not Sona, that was the support. But I mean, you expect that AoE combo to hit way more members of an enemy team, or you need it to.
I mean, the score went from 0-1 to 2-5. They got the 2 kills in the end. You know, St. Vicious went down after he dove in there. They did at least kill the oracles, but you know, they tried to force a team fight. They tried to use their AoE to the max potential, but when you're not hitting enough people, it's just not going to do enough. It was a cool combo. That was Malphite ultimate into a Sona ultimate into a command shockwave. Yeah. That is so cool. Yeah. But if they're not using it on enough people, it's, yeah, all right, really cool, really flashy, does nothing. They lose a team fight afterwards.
Yeah, Curse was a little bit too spread out, and you know that's good positioning. That's not a happy accident whatsoever. That is Curse recognizing and respecting the combination. That it's clear. It is clear as day what Wii Gigabyte wants to accomplish here. They need Unstoppable Force, Command Shockwave, and Crescendo, and Equalizer to land on the entire enemy team. But if Curse stays spread out, then Wii Gigabyte is like, do I hit one person? I want to hit all 5, but when do I go? And right there, he went, and he paid for it. That Oracles that he had just bought, that I think he only killed like 1, maybe 2 wards. Absolutely.
They got almost nothing out of
Not worth it. Yeah, not worth it. I think Saint may have had his oracles for a little bit longer, may have been able to do a little bit more work with it. But still, both oracles down on either team. We'll see who picks up the slack there. Usually it's like early junglers and then mid supports is usually how the oracles kind of progression works.
Yeah. Something kind of odd here. Look at the kills on Curse. Who has all of the kills? It's West Strice.
West Strice.
So right now, I mean, Darius is someone who stumbles like crazy. You know, he's known for his lane bowling, and he falls off very quickly if he doesn't do well. But he's doing amazingly well, just getting so many kills in that last fight, really playing clean up despite not getting the ultimate reset. And if they cannot deal with him in a fight, which is going to be tricky, because he already has that Phage, already has Merc and 2 Doran's Blades, and I believe he has quite a bank. 700 gold in the bank. If they can't deal with him, you know what? He's just going to walk up, spam his spells, and kill them.
Yeah, and they're going to take this tier 1 top turret, perhaps. No, looks like Rumble, Malphite, and with Orianna and Toe are going to come up and defend it. But it's just, okay, he's 5-0. It's understandable. He's 100% of the kills on Curse right now. But when all of your kills are on one person, they can be focused down and they can be brought down very, very quickly, leaving your team at a slight disadvantage. Granted, the only 2 kills on Wii are on Ezreal and Rumble, but at least they're spread out. You know, at least both of them have a little bit of extra gold, rather than only West Strice.
Well, the thing is, Darius is someone who can actually, like, handcuff. He can get very difficult to kill. If they do focus him, it will be a big issue for them. Actually, West Strice in the top lane misses the apprehend, but St. Vicious is here to dive onto JY. The ultimate comes out from Rumble. They're trying to take down West Strice. The tankiness isn't quite enough. His ultimate doesn't actually land. St. Vicious tries to Dragon Form out of there. He's very fast with the burnout. Will it be enough, though? Rumble does burn him to death.
Nice double kill, nice pick up there for Rumble. And St. Fishes looked like he was actually targeting the turret during that dive. He was saying, if we take this down, we'll be okay. Not even able to bring it down, though. And Westrice getting shut down. Wow, a missed command shockwave there from Messiah in the mid lane onto Nijaki, trying to turn on his damage boots. Damage boots. It's not even... I wanted to say juke boots, but it didn't really make sense
No,
in that context. But
and the thing is, unfortunately, Jackie's well known in missing those shockwaves, and
Yeah.
that's a long time before Oriana can really do anything like that again. It's a fairly long cooldown, 100 seconds. So for that moment, Ryze just gonna be like, I can do anything.
I just saw an interesting interaction down bot, actually, between Ezreal and York. Whenever Elements uses his E, you know, that pops a ghoul up right in front, or his W for that matter, it can block Mystic shots. So whenever Ezreal's going for harass, if Elements is able to predict it, he can actually negate all the harass and allow his ghoul to take it instead.
So that's
I haven't been seeing like how
easy
effective
to
it's been
do.
doing, but I've seen it done.
But I mean, as long as if he keeps those goals up, if he keeps his harass constant, which he does have the goal stuff to help do that now. Like if he's keeping the goals up, guess what? Every time you go for comp or go for elements, there's going to be this extra layer that you have to avoid while playing someone like Ezreal with your Mystic Shot. So they have to be aggressive. They have to go ahead and avoid the ghouls, but it's hard to do that. So I guess support York makes sense in this situation. It's just so odd. Like we haven't really been looking at the lane, but they've been farming pretty well. I believe Ezreal's a bit ahead. And then right, Ezreal is quite ahead. He is 55 CS ahead. So Ezreal's doing incredibly well in that bot lane, but some of that will be ghouls.
Yeah, does that count towards?
It does
your...
count towards your CS.
Okay, that's wonderful. So we're at about the 20-minute mark. We is down 1 kill, but they're only down 3k gold. That's not a whole lot, you know. It's because Ez is farming so effectively, like you said, they've got some GP10s kicking in on their side, and Rumble went for an early haunting, guys. Actually, we've seen that item get bought a whole lot more these past few weeks, this month, what have you, onto Vladimir, onto Rumble. Why exactly is that in lane? Why has that fallen so much into favor lately?
So Spell Pen is incredibly hard to buy. So that's one cool thing about it. It has 20 Spell Pen. You can only get it from Sork Shoes, from I believe the Missile Scepter, and from Void Staff. So
Missile Scepter's reduction.
That's reduction.
Yeah,
It's
a little different.
The Spell Pen on Haunted Guys is really hard to get. It's a great purchase for someone like Rumble who has really good base stats. The HP, you know, more HP is always good, especially on someone like Rumble who's going to be in the fight, be very tanky, and easily get focused down. So it helps him survive. It helps him do a lot more damage and use his base skills. It's a good purchase, just people forgot about it. It was not trendy.
Yeah, and it is definitely trending right now. You see it built on a lot of Rumbles and on a lot of Vladimirs.
Haunted
And
Guys
here's
trending
Messiah
on,
down bot.
Twitter.
Haunted Guys trending on Twitter. But here's Messiah down bot. Can they make something of this 4-man push? Will they be able to take this turret down? I'm sure they will. It is very low. 2 auto attacks from Ezreal will secure that. Is Dragon Re up soon? Actually, they are pinging it. Dragon did just come up. So excellent timing by WeGigabyte. They knew Dragon was up in less than a minute, and they said, let's take down bot.
Up here.
Apprehend. Will the Apprehend come over the wall? Will it work? No, it looks like WeGigabyte just a hair too far away. But here we go. WeGigabyte needs this engage. They need the perfect fight that they're looking for. But look how spread out Curse is right now. They are split, you could say, but it's for a reason. They want to be split. They can't be clumped up. If Curse was in the position WeGigabyte was in right now, it would be absolutely fatal. But you see the ball put onto YJTM. He is waiting. He is looking. He is watching. When will he go in? When will he strike? Will he just take down the dragon and get on out of there? Shyvana with the dragon steal, actually. There's the equalizer, followed by the Sona ultimate. St. Vicious taken down to about half health. The bleed from Darius takes Ezreal down. This could potentially be an ace right here. Will the Phage proc, the flash, the aggression? There's a Phage proc. Double kill. That is an ace for Curse, losing no members in the process. What a beautiful, beautiful team fight right there.
Do you want to know who Malphite's ult hit? It only hit Westrice.
Only.
So the focus just was not there.
And he didn't go down. He didn't go down.
They're not using their composition as an AoE comp. They're trying to burn down one person. Westrice did get low, but there's no focus. There's no, well, I guess an AoE comp wouldn't focus, but there's no AoE coming out. They're going for focus, which they just don't have the team to do it.
Yeah. It is looking good for Curse right now with that great Dragon's Descent into a Smite steal from St. Vicious as well. That was nothing to scoff at. They're up 6 kills. They're up about 8k gold. They're up 1 turret. I would say it's Curse's game to lose at this point in time. As far as gold amassed, we've got Ezreal with 7k gold. Corki has 7.1k gold. It's not a huge disparity there. Ryze 8.1k to Oriana's 6.3k, so a slightly larger lead there. But let's look at the important lane, Rumble, 5.7k to Darius's 8.7K.
That's a 3,000 gold difference in favor of Darius right now. Darius is a huge force to be reckoned with. People don't like Darius. Like, he does not do that well in like late game situations if he doesn't have a strong early game, but he's done well early. As long as we doesn't get 5 Guardian Angels, he will not be he will be a major threat to them. He will always have high damage. They just cannot deal with him right now, and they have to find something. They need to use their team, you know, when the enemy is clumped up, but Curse, the way they're playing, they did not group up at all, and every time we tries to force a fight without Curse being grouped up, they lose.
Yeah, and Curse right now, actually all around the Baron area, there is no wards from Gigabyte, but they have an inkling. They know they're coming in. But will Curse be able to take down this Baron fast enough low? It looks like they're going to pull off. The Orianna ball will spot them right near that brush, but what is Curse going to do here? Who's going to make the move? Darius now over by the blue buff. He sees it being taken. He comes in, apprehends the blue buff away. No champions were in that apprehend, but that is okay. That at least stalls the blue buff. The Orianna ball sitting in the middle of the Curse team, but no one really around it, playing around it. There's a shockwave on 2 members of Team Curse. Westrice locked down with the Sona ultimate into the equalizer, but he's still alive. All that damage means nothing. He's so far ahead. He's so tanky right now. Curse just tanked 3 ultimates from Gigabyte and just picked up a kill. And that's it.
Orianna ultimate only hit 1 person. Malphite's ultimate only hit 2. No, Shyvana Dragon formed out of it.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect.
So actually, great play coming out from St. Vicious, dodging that ultimate, but like, they're not playing their team. They're not using the AoE. Every time they get into these fights, the same thing keeps happening, and Curse, they're abusing it so much. They're playing really well, but a lot of it is we is making these mistakes, and they need to find an answer. They do get this mid turret. Curse is not there to defend it. They're staying relevant in terms of gold somewhat, but it's still a massive lead in favor of Curse, and they're controlling this game right now. They can fight when they want, because you know we will not respond with the right AoE.
Yes, indeed. Looking really, really good for Curse. And you know, we keep going back to this AoE thing, but we can tell that's what Gigabyte is going for. But Curse is playing really intelligently and not giving them the time of day. You know, they're not being grouped up, and that's how you counter an AoE comp. Easy.
This is not the patience we've seen from Wii in the past. They're on tilt right now. Emotionally, they're getting hit hard by this place. They're 1 match or 1 game from being kicked out of this tournament, and the game is not going well. The problem is, you know, when you are on tilt, it's very easy to try and take these big risks that just aren't paying off. They're betting all they just lost a game in Vegas. They're betting all their money in the next hand because they should win it now.
Yeah, but I mean, Curse may be too far ahead. You know, the house always wins. We'll see what happens. Westrice using his Q to clear up that wave in mid, and you know, Curse still dancing around Baron a tiny bit. The ward coverage now back in the favor of Gigabyte, but now Elements is going to have a field day, clearing out like 4 to 5 wards if he does decide to go in there. But Orianna's going to be there to try to defend them a little bit, deter Elements just a hair. Elements has a few wards on his person, so he's going to basically take down a ward, put down his own, take down a ward, put down his own.
It's like sort of reverse Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how the Baron ward thing kind of goes. A team isn't really going to do Baron unless they've had vision of it completely for, you know, I would say like 10 to 15 seconds, you know. They're going to clear out the enemy's wards before they even start something.
And that is a huge issue that we're going to run into. Like, Curse can feel confident walking in as long as they're spread out into these bushes to place down wards. They will never feel confident just because they have a disadvantage in terms of gold, and their composition relies on those team fights. Actually, they could get a great catch here. No, they just kind of slow Elements a bit. They want to catch someone besides Elements. It would be the same thing that they've done before if they blew everything onto him. Actually,
Darius did indeed recall, so right now, if we were to engage, it would be a 5-on-4 in their advantage, but do they know? Will they try it? Will they throw the Hail Mary? Who knows? We'll see. Gigabyte trying to hold on to this game 3. If they lose this game, they will be knocked out of this tournament. If Curse wins this game, they will continue on into the losers semifinals, playing the the winner rather of Singapore Sentinels versus MTWNA.
So what does Gigabyte do? They need to get more patient. They were so patient these past games, Pluto. Every time I watch them play, it's just like, all right, are they gonna go for Dragon? Nah, they'll back off now. Are they gonna go for Baron? No, they'll back off and just be safe. What was game 1 like? Just passive.
And look at this, we're slowly watching Team Gigabyte lose vision. They can see it 1 ward at a time. They are just going blind here in this Baron area, and that is not something you want. There's 1 more ward in there. Elements, just go. Just
in the bush.
Just walk it. Oh, just get in there. No.
Oh.
You missed it. The most important brush. He misses it right there. But now Curse knows the positioning of Gigabyte. Will St. Vicious Dragon ult over this wall? Will the apprehend land? No, Gigabyte respecting the range of the Dragon's Ascent and Go. Get it, Elements. Get it.
They
Okay,
got it,
finally he took that ward down.
Took
So
a
now,
while.
now Gigabyte has no vision. Oh, speaking of, they put a ward there. But with using the ball, that's their most effective kind of quote-unquote ward right there, just because it is it's all they have. You can't kill the ball. You can't use an Oracle to kill the ball. Jackie may be caught out here with the Unstoppable Force. Only landing on a Westerns right there. Curse in a terrible position, but it is fixed very quickly with the Dragon's Descent from St. Fishes almost taking down If. And now Kmai trying to do all the work he can against Westrice, but no one falls. And here's a pursuit from Curse. The Valkyrie at a kind of catty corner angle just to keep himself safe as well. He flashes forward, picks up the kill onto Orianna, and Gigabyte, taken very, very low, has to get out of that fight. Again, full combo. Unstoppable Force, Command Shockwave, Equalizer, onto only one person of Curse.
And that part of that is that Jackie played that very well. Flash at the very last second, avoided everything. Had he gotten hit, he would have gone down. Westrice used tanking him, barely survived. But unfortunately, same thing. If you do not get the AoE up, if you do not use your team as you planned it, using your skills to the max, Curse will punish you for it. They have the better team fight in just these long, sustained team fights. Like someone like Rise, for example. His longest cooldown is 40 seconds, and all it does is make him better at sustained fights. Darius, same thing. If he can keep getting these decimates off, he will be awesome. But I mean, they need to find their fight, but they're forcing these little engagements, these little picks. They cannot really catch someone very well. They need to go ahead. They need to get everybody just chunked down in one big Orianna, one big Malphite Unstoppable Force. And that is their only hope at this point. They keep falling more and more behind Pluto.
But look at Curse's itemization right now. There's pretty much no one on their team that doesn't have magic resist. You've got Merc Treads from almost every member, 4 of the 5 members of the team. Shyvana has the Aegis of the Legion. Corki has a Negatron Cloak. Rise has a Negatron Cloak. Darius has a Force of Nature and a Hex Drinker. They are saying, look, we know your only source of damage right now is going to be the Unstoppable Force Orianna ultimate. And if it doesn't hurt us, we don't really care about what position we're in. If it doesn't do the damage, we can still win the fights. We are that far ahead.
When you see compositions like Ken and Vladimir, for example, that's a great example of what can go wrong. If you've ever seen a Vladimir ult and a Ken ult, but they're behind and they just don't get kills, immediately after the other team
it's embarrassing.
kills
It's
in
laughable.
response. It's like,
laughable.
oh, you did not kill us. Now we murder
Thanks
you.
for the tickle. We appreciate it.
And that's the same thing going on for Wii right now. They have the damage, though, to actually kill people, but they cannot get it off on enough people.
Check that brush this time. Elements, he learned his lesson from the last time. What is going to happen here? They're slowly eliminating the vision from Baron onto Gigabyte. But still, I mean, that ball is doing a lot of work for him. Just because they can't take it down. You can't kill the ball. Will Ezreal be caught? No, it looks like he's going to get out of there. Turns around for one last Mystic Shot to proc his Phage and his red buff. He does have a Trinity Force and a Bloodthirster, so he could be annoying. But, like, it's too late. It's too little too late. What can he do? I don't think anything. Gigabyte needs a miracle right now.
And the thing is, what do they do? Like, Rumble, can he force a fight? Maybe can he force a catch? They need to find that opening, but the way Curse is playing, they've just been playing so well, staying incredibly spread out.
Yeah.
St. Visions is always to the side ready just to pull anybody back in if they do get caught out of position. Like, all right, let's say they do find that opportunity to ult 4 people on Wii. St. Vicious will pull as many members of Wii back just to make sure they don't actually land that damage, and that's huge.
Elements actually doesn't spot that ward quite yet, so they know. Team Wii knows exactly what's going on. They know the bait is happening. And where are they? The ball is a little bit forward in that brush, trying to spot Curse. Curse does not know either, though. What will happen? Actually, St. Fish is going on to Calme, but no follow-up there. He doesn't have red buff. He does have a Phage. He would have hoped for a Phage proc right there, but it just did not happen. Elements, will you spot that ward finally? Yes, you will, using that third eye much to your advantage. But he's still, that ward over in the north.
That other ward. Elements is not good.
He's just ignoring it. Like, he can't see it for the life of him. And there is the aggression from Wait. Does he finally see it? Yes. No, just take it. Just
Elements' Yorick needs some glasses.
He does need some glasses because that third eye is not helping whatsoever. But still, I mean, I keep saying it, that ball is doing a lot of work because you can't take it down. It's constant vision wherever she puts it.
And that's actually one of the few things holding Wii right now, because Curse, they can't do Baron, they can't do these awesome Baron baits because there are so many wards down there, so much vision being provided by Wii. But it's not enough. Oh,
there's Australia's. Will Sona be caught here? Does Westrice want to flash? He does not. He actually holds on to it. I don't think it's up. It looks like there's a slight cooldown on it. Yes. If he had flash, that was a dead Sona, that was Baron, and that was game. But anyway, here goes Curse. The Orianna ball thrown over the wall. Jackie staying far behind, waiting to zone out whoever may come. Will they come? No, Curse pulls off a Baron right now, but still that ball granting vision for Gigabyte. Who is going to make the first move? This is a master chess game. There's the aggressive flashes from Curse. The equalizer on the back lines of Curse as well. Will someone go down here? Messiah goes down quickly. St. Fish is picking up that kill, followed by Calmi. Curse absolutely steamrolling Gigabyte. Double kill for Shyvana. Only 2 survivors of that catastrophe are going to be Ezreal and Sona. And now Curse can take Baron with no worries.
No one taken down on Curse. All right, Ezreal, it's up to you. You and Sona, can you actually go ahead? NY Jack can take it fairly low. Ezreal does pick up the kill on him. WX trying to do as much as he can before the Baron does go down. Curse does back on out of that pit.
Wow.
A great disengage forced on Baron just because Ezreal is still scary, but you know, he has 311 CS. He's actually amazingly well and fed and farmed in terms of CS, but the rest of his team is just not up there. Malphite 119, Rumble 137 CS at the 34-minute mark. That's almost nothing, especially when, you know, Darius has 204, Ryze has 226.
Yeah, but look at the gold and advantage right there. No one on Curse, except for one person, except for York, of course, has under 10k gold. And only one person on Wii has over 10k gold. So a huge gold disparity right now. 10k gold total as far as team, you know, kind of amalgamated gold is concerned. 10 kills in the advantage of Curse. They're looking good. It looks like they're unstoppable. It looks like they can't be killed.
They're tanky. They have the Force of Nature, for example, on Darius. Yorick is actually tanky with the Reverie and Heart of Gold, despite the fact that he is a support. And you know what we really haven't seen this game? Omen of Death. Like,
yeah.
No one is dying on Curse, and Omen of Death isn't being used because they don't need it. Actually, bot lane Cop is taken out, or being chased out by WX. One Phage Proc will be enough. One more auto attack. The Phage Proc does land. One hit. Ezreal does take down Cop, so Ezreal is terrifying
still strong
right now.
I mean, he's still Ezreal.
He's got 319 CS. He better be scary.
Yeah, you can't ever laugh at Ezreal. He is still very, very, very strong. Taking down, showing that by taking down Cop in a one-on-one situation. Cop 3-1-7 to Ezreal's 3-1-1, and he still has 319 farm. And Gigabyte, could you be so bold? It looks as if you are. They're starting Baron, but they pull off because they see elements coming out. However, Darius so far away, but I guess Ezreal was far away as well, and they didn't want to have a 4v4 without their AD carry. So Gigabyte smartly getting out of that situation, getting the hell out of Dodge.
If they could get into a 45, that would be huge, but you know, it's going to be hard for Curse to go ahead and decide to enter that 45 unless Baron's being taken, and they know they can already win it. The Baron pressure is really high for Wii right now.
And look, Wii is just tanking Baron right now. If brought very, very low, what's going to happen? If we go down just a hair, that Baron is being taken down, but it's not the fastest Baron in the world. Yeah, but here it goes. I can't quite see the health. There we go. Baron is down to 5k, 4k. Who's going to go in? Is the smite steal going to happen? The DPS on Baron stops a little bit. There's the same fish as Dragons sent in, sticking onto Calmi, but the equalizer comes off, and there's the command shockwave onto 2 members of Curse. Westrice finally falls. Rumble falls as well inside the Baron pit, and now St. Fish is trying to stick onto Messiah. In the meantime, the back line of Curse is being obliterated by Ezreal, but it doesn't matter because the York ultimate onto Zyra, not Zyra, onto Ryze will protect him. It's on Jackie rather, and Jackie does go down, but he was able to deal a lot of damage and take down Malphite in turn.
Malphite goes down, and of course, Cop showed up the last thing. That is what Chris was waiting for. It's okay if they start a fight without Cop as long as he shows up relatively soon. Now the Baron's going down. It's down to about 3,000 HP, about 2,000. Orianna, can you do anything? No. Vicious does smite. Actually, can they go ahead and take out Messiah? Not quite. No Phage procs for them. And I mean, St. Fish is going to walk out of there. So a Baron is taken, and is there a response from Wii?
Now WX just poking around St. Vicious saying, hey, get on out of here. So now 3 members of Curse will have that Baron buff. Jackie, and Westrice, the only 2 members to not. But, I mean, it's over half, so it's definitely worth it. And it looks like Ezreal will solo a Dragon right here, trying to get his team back in the game. They are down. They're like 12k gold right now, which is ridiculous. He'll put that lead down to only 11k, down 10 kills. Towers are even, so that's good. But the enemy team has Baron right now, and the enemy team, Curse, was looking really strong without Baron. So I just wonder how their team fights are going to benefit from now having Baron.
I mean, realize the only fight that Wii has looked strong in is when it was a 4v5, and you know, Cop still came back to help them carry in the end. So they're not looking strong in this game. They're emotionally they could not find a good fight, and you could tell it freaked them out because it kept forcing some of the worst fights.
Yes, indeed. Can World Elite do anything to get back into this thing? It doesn't. It looks grim for them. I'm not going to lie. So much to get the funeral arrangements ready. Call the pallbearers. Bearers. See what we can
Call
do
the
for it.
airport shuttle. It's time to go home.
It is time to go home.
But
It's looking
they're
like
not quite.
they're not
home
quite
yet.
out yet. But the thing about it is, that's surprising me is that we was a very strong contender in this tournament. People were predicting a TSM World Elite Singapore Sentinels top 3 right there.
And they're about to tie for 5th if they don't win this game.
Yeah, and Singapore Sentinels is in the same position right now, playing as MTWNA right now. I'm not quite sure of the stats on that, but both Asian teams on the verge of being out of this tournament.
And imagine that, like, I believe Singapore Sentinels and Team We were, called for number 1, number 2, and there's a good chance that they may go ahead and not actually even qualify for top 4.
Yeah, they may be 5th and 6th instead, which would be, I mean, huge upsets. The only 2 teams being eliminated from the tournament so far, I believe, are Team Dynamic and Orbit Gaming. So this match right here, very, very important for Curse, very, very important for We. An upset would be incredible right here for Curse, and they are definitely on the track to do it. Taking down a strong Asian team in World Elite would be pivotal. We've seen, we bleeds. We know that. We've seen it happen. They were knocked down here by Team Legion, who played phenomenally well. So right now, Curse just wants to draw blood. They want to knock We out of this tournament. They want to be the ones to put the final nail in the coffin of the Asian team here. And will it happen? Will everything pan out? It's looking very, very good.
Flash it up your head, actually, and here comes the Malphite ult to start the fight. The Sun ult's huge. Can Westrise do his damage, though? One person does. WX has already gone down. There's a great fight. Rise does go down, too. Or Rise gets a kill, actually. And just 2 kills almost instantly come out for Curse.
Yeah, and that may not be game. They may not be able to kill the Nexus here, but, I mean, after that fight underneath the own We Gigabyte turret, what can they do? What can they? How can they hope to have a better really engaged?
I don't even like that Sona ultimate hit so many people, and I thought Curse was actually losing the fight just because their ultimates were hitting them, but they're just so far ahead they're not taking any damage.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. And the thing about it is they locked down, they apprehended the most crucial target. Curse focused down Ezreal. He did nothing that fight. The last fight around Baron, Ezreal was in the back. He was dealing damage. He was doing exactly what an AD carry should. And, We Gigabyte came out behind, but still, Ezreal was very, very strong and very, very key in that fight. This time, Curse recognized that and say, look, if we kill you, you're not going to do your damage, and we're going to easily win. They've been winning steadily, but if they take Ezreal out of the fights, it's over.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's all the AoE, and guess what? The AoE at this point, it's not enough.
So their only hope is
hit.
Ezreal.
Sona ultimate hit a bunch of people. Malphite ultimate hit a bunch of people. Orianna's ultimate Shockwave hit so many people, and you know what? It did not matter. Ultimates were hitting just all of Curse, and it was not even close to enough damage.
And that's not what you want to see, especially in this very, very important Game 3 of the Losers Bracket quarterfinals. 41 minutes in, 12 kills for Curse. Of Force of Nature, Warden's Mail, Frozen Mallet, Hex Drinker, all for Westrise. He's playing Darius really, really well.
He's 7-2-9. He started the game off strong, and he used that advantage quite well. So, I mean, getting that quadra kill in the second fight, getting the first blood, he's just been a giant force this game. Always something to be reckoned with. Always a major threat.
And look at that. Look at Orianna's gold versus Yorick's gold. That's the support player who's only a mere 800 gold behind Orianna. That is absolutely ridiculous. Your mid and top and your AD carry should be leaps and bounds ahead of a support, like crazy. Like you look at the same matchup here, the opposite direction. Sona has 7.8k gold. The mid of Curse has a lot of gold. I didn't actually quite get to see the number. What does Jackie have? 13.5k gold.
That's insane.
That is huge. And it's normal, but it's not insane. It's just it's
it's
normal.
good.
It's normal.
You played well, and here's your gold. Here's your reward for your solid play.
Exactly. Here's your gold medal right there. Here's your gold star for being such a good
Here's your
farming
bucket
student.
of gold.
Exactly. He studied agriculture at his local university, and he is showing that he knows how to farm. And I mean, we knew that. We knew Jackie loves farming. An apprehend over the wall, just barely missing the skirt of Sona, not able to pull that pretty lady in for a nice little tango. Now Westrise. Everyone of Curse is up top. Shyvana is pushing in mid lane, and this was exactly what we saw. We saw St. Fitches do the other game. He just kind of stayed in between the two lanes and was like, make a move. I dare you. He is daring them right now. He's saying, do something. Come at me, bro. In the meantime, if you're not going to come at me, I'm just going to keep proxying the creep wave and taking it down, allowing his team to siege this top turret. Although Messiah on Orianna does have pretty good wave clear, so Curse trying to push in to a very, very tough turret, I would say.
And Cowman at this point is trying to push back with Rumble, you know, harassing St. Vicious a bit. But I mean, top walks up, shoots a turret once, takes 2 shots in response. They're applying any pressure they can on Curse or onto WE, and it's effective. Like, there just is not enough response from them. They don't have the good enough catch. They don't have the items or the damage to really force them back at this point.
Yeah, Westrice does recall they decide to pull away just for a second. You know, they may realize, you know, they are so far ahead, but to really seal the deal, they may need a Baron, or they need an ace, or they need at least 1 kill, I think would be able to allow Curse to go ahead and take this game. But right now, they're pulling away. They're going over to the Baron area. I didn't get an exact timer on when Baron should be spawning, but if the teams are dancing around it, oh, speak of the devil, speak of the Baron, there it is. It finally respawns. So Curse, I feel like they can just hard engage this fight. Do they really need to bait it here, or can they just do it?
They bait it for a bit, and then even with the Baron damage on them, they should win the fight. But look, they started Baron is picking up very quickly. WeGigabyte is showing up for a response, though.
But they're very grouped up here. This could be exactly what they want, and they definitely go for it. There's the equalizer, but the damage just not quite there for WeGigabyte. And Shyvana actually able to take down Baron instead. Rumble falls, Malphite falls. Corky is playing the janitor, cleaning up here. Will he get the triple kill for Ezreal? No, the Noxian Guillotine will finish him off. Curse, they can push in. WeGigabyte is leaving the game. There's a surrender. Wow. Curse knocks WeGigabyte out of this tournament. It's just a matter of time before Curse realizes that, you know, the enemy team has left and take down the Nexus. There we go. There's a Nexus explosion.
It will blow up. I mean, Curse just took game 3 against Team We, a huge upset.
Yes, indeed.